Welcome back everybody to our second part of Thinkering. Build a Rube Goldberg chain reaction machine. So, in the last video we did the first version. In this video we want to build the tricky middle bit that we left out last time. And I also want to show you quite a few tips and tricks around the building of chain reactions. Okay, straight in. So, last times we talked about ramps. And you remember we had books as ramps, but there can be all different kind of ramps, like, for example, these ones here. And we spoke about dominoes. Obviously they can be all kind of materials and they come in quite different sizes too. Next thing are seesaws, also called levers. Everybody knows what they look like, so we got one person sitting on each side and is moving the other. Somehow. In the middle we have a thing called a pivot that doesn't move. Now the great thing about seesaws is when one side goes down, the other side goes up. So what it does, it turns around the direction of our force. Down, up. Ha! But what if I would say that a pair of scissors can also be a seesaw? Now look, if one part doesn't move, then the other goes up and down, having here the pivot in the middle. So it can be up and down, but it also can be forward and backward, and actually I can use it in a chain reaction to change the direction. So it is time to introduce the horizontal banana or potato scissor seesaw, or whatever you find to give a bit of weight to keep the banana in place. So what it does, you remember we had the tin rolling from one side and it hit the dominoes, but now it will roll, hit the scissors, and the scissors will activate the dominoes and they come back towards me. Ha! We change the direction where the chain reaction goes. Pretty handy. Now we will talk a little bit later of how we use the dominoes this time. Now important, the last domino has a long stick in it. I used a couple of skewers that I glued together, so we need a box. You can also use a big book with a second book attached here to have it more stable, or you can use an archive with a little platform on top. Now we use a thick book or two thinner ones where the box can sit on. Next is to cut open 2 or 3 empty toilet rolls. Stick them to the box with a bit of masking tape so we have 4 ramps, but make sure that they are not too steep. The top one has to start all the way high up. Now we need a light ball like the one out of tin foil that we built in the last video. Important is that the ball starts at the top right and finishes at the bottom right. So let's see. Up. We probably have to tweak that a bit. You can use a bit of tape to avoid that the ball falls out, or more stylish, some office bulldog clips. Now when you build them, make sure that they're not too steep, because we want to make it as slow as possible. Yes. So, how can we push the ball off the box onto the first toilet roll? For this, our domino with the long stick will help. We want to build another pivot. We could build it in many ways. So because we don't have a strong pushing power coming from the falling domino, it has to be something light. Now I found this little bottle where the top turns easily, and I just added a spaghetti to it. With the rubber band, I just stuck the bottle to the side of the box. If you don't find something that's already built, we call this a ready-made, you can also build one from scratch. All you have to do is to roll a bit of cardboard around the top of your skewer, and with some sticky tape fix a spaghetti on top of this little roll. That then sits easily on top of your skewer, and it works like a seesaw or like a really good pivot. It turns really easily, and then all you have to do is to find the right position. So you can push the spaghetti a little bit forward and backwards so that the end of the spaghetti kind of pushes a ball that sits on top of the box. Ha! Now one side is a little bit heavier than the other. Just with a bit of glue tack, you can put a bit more weight onto this side so that it stands more or less balanced. Ha! Perfect. Okay, that looks promising. We probably want to make sure the last domino stays in position and doesn't slide off. Do you remember what helps? Yeah, a sticky tape hinge. So now we control how it falls. So let's see. Domino hits spaghetti, spaghetti hits ball, ball rolls down the ramp. Perfect. So next bit, we need the 2 50-cent coins. We place them right here at the end, leaning a teeny weeny bit against the box. So when the ball rolls down, they get pushed off the book. Next thing we built, an up and down seesaw, also called lever. A spice jar is a great pivot, and with a rubber band we can attach it to something long and flat we find in the house. A ruler or a kitchen spoon. Now the coin falls on one side of the seesaw, the other side pushes a roll of a platform. Setting it up is a little bit tricky because you have to find exactly the position where the pivot sits. Make a little ledge so the ruler doesn't slip. Now that looks kind of alright, and now let's see when the coins drop on the other side. Huzzah! Ha! It moves. So, and we're nearly done. We use the rolling tape to knock over our domino. That's connected to the toilet roll, that's connected to the spoon that will pull off the second toilet roll from the book. Where's the other toilet roll? So where's my second toilet roll? Somebody must have used it for some urgent business, huh? Lucky I've got a few extra rolls, huh? Well, this one says emergency roll. That was weird. Let's finish our contraption. 2 toilet rolls, a ramp, lever, dominoes, books, all in place. Final steps. I cleaned my table, and I think you know everything you have to know to build the whole things. So, while I assemble it quickly, I'll give you a few last tips about what is important when you build it. So, number 1, don't forget to mark the positions. Number 2, make sure stuff doesn't move. Use glue tack or sticky tape loop or simply some weight to keep it in position. Number 3, try to build so that everything moves slowly. Much more fun to watch. Number 4, it is very important that you reset every run exactly like the one before. Half a centimeter left or right can make all the big difference. Number 5, relax in between. Get some water, walk a few steps, and new ideas will come to your head. So, I think I'm ready. That is it, all set up, ready to go. Now it's your turn to build it all. And don't forget the danger word, lever. Huh! Safe!